energy. The Energy Conservation Building Code (ECBC) is India's flagship program designed to reduce energy consumption in buildings by 30 to 50%. It sets minimum energy standards for design and construction, covering everything from insulation to lighting systems. Green buildings take this a step further. They're not just energy efficient, but also water-wise, material smart, and designed for human well-being. By integrating immediately with rating systems like IGBC, LEED-R, and LEED, we are creating structures that are both environmentally responsible and economically viable. Before we begin, we would like to honor our esteemed dignitaries and speakers with a traditional flower bouquet as a token of our gratitude. We may request all our honored guests to kindly come forward one by one. Please come, sir. First, we honor our chief guest, Engineer Purna Kumar Malik, Chief Engineer of Ecsbc and BEE Nodal Officer for the Government of West Bengal. Next, we felicitate our guest of honor. Next, we felicitate our guest of honor, Professor Amitava Datta, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University. We honor Dr. Joita Guhon Yogi, Head of Architecture, Jadavpur University, the guiding force behind this event. We now felicitate Captain Niranjan Das, President of Aeg-Ju, for his leadership. Thank you to all our honored guests. Let us give them one more round of applause. To formally commence today's proceedings, we invite Dr. Joita Guhon Yogi to deliver the welcome address as the Head of Architecture at Jadavpur University. Her expertise in sustainable urban development and her leadership in organizing this event makes her the perfect voice to set the stage. Ma'am.
Very good morning to all respected dignitaries, our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Sir, Chief Guest, Engineer Purna Kumar Malik, esteemed colleagues, organizers, and dear students, advocates for a sustainable future. I take great pleasure in welcoming you all these 3-day national workshop on energy conservation and sustainable future. I take great pleasure in welcoming you all to this 3-day national workshop on energy conservation and sustainable building codes organized by Green Cell of Architecture and Engineers in India in collaboration with Department of Architecture, Jadavpur University, supported by School of Energy Studies, Jadavpur University, and West Bengal State Designated Agency, West Bengal State Electricity Distribution Company Limited, Government of West Bengal. We all know that we are standing at the junction of rapid urbanization and environmental sustainability. Thus, it is imperative that we rethink our approach towards the design, construction, and operation of buildings. Since built environment is one of the largest consumers of energy and resources, it is our collective responsibility to reduce its adverse impact on the planet and our project. These 3 days will bring together the experts, policymakers, architects, engineers, and innovators to share knowledge, discuss cutting-edge technologies, and explore strategies for sustainable building practices. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our keynote speaker, who will share his insight on the latest trends and breakthroughs in sustainable building. His expertise will undoubtedly inspire and challenge us to think differently about the built environment. Another key thing will be the economic benefits of sustainable building practice. By investing in energy efficient systems, green building materials and smart design, we can not only reduce our environmental footprint but also save costs, increase property values and enhance occupants' well-being. As we discussed sustainable building practices, we must relate with the global and local challenges like climate change, urbanization and resource depletion. However, I hope that this platform will instill awareness, knowledge of the code and its application in shaping sustainable build. Gradually, it will empower us to think out of the box. So I urge each of the young participants to engage actively in these discussions, absorb the knowledge shared by the learned speakers, interact and trade towards the more sustainable built environment with reduced carbon footprints, enhance well-being of the occupants, care for local ecosystems and thus contribute to the resilience of our communities. Before I conclude, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers, sponsors and volunteers who have worked tirelessly to make this conference reality. I am sure this workshop will turn out a huge success and convey my regards and joy.
Next, we call upon the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Jabalpur University, Professor Amitabh Dosmo, our guest of honor for the inaugural speech. His insights into interdisciplinary research and sustainable education will undoubtedly provide a strong foundation for today's discussion.
Very good morning to all of you, dignitaries on and off the dais, faculty members, guests, participants, students and scholars who are attending this 3-day national workshop on a very important subject of energy conservation and sustainable building code. I would like to thank the organizers for thinking about this workshop. I am very happy to know that this is the first time after the new Ecsbc has been introduced that a workshop is being organized on the subject. So, and that is nationwide. So it is a great achievement for the organizers to think about organizing this very important workshop. And I am also very happy to see a lot of young people attending this event, and I am sure that they will get back with very important information which will help them in their professional career and life. Now, energy conservation is a very important subject of energy conservation is a very important subject of the day. Energy is at the heart of our development, and we cannot think of a society without energy today. You probably know that in India, the energy use, energy demand and supply of energy is growing very rapidly over the last decade or so. But even today, the per capita energy consumption in the country is nearly 1/3 of the global average. In India, the per capita energy consumption is about 1200 kilowatt-hour, while the global average is nearly 3500 kilowatt-hour. Whereas there are countries where the energy consumption, per capita energy consumption even exceeds 10,000 kilowatt-hour. Now, not only in our country but worldwide, the energy supply is mostly based on fossil fuel resources even today. And fossil fuels, when they are burned to produce energy, to convert the chemical energy storage then to thermal and then to electrical energy releases carbon dioxide. As a result of it, the carbon footprint in the environment is increasing, and that results in a lot of problems. Problem of global warming, climate change, and related things regarding which a lot of discussions is being held worldwide over the years. So, what people are doing, people are changing the use of resource from conventional fossil fuel-based resources to non-conventional renewable-based resources, and introduction of renewable energy in the energy ecosystem. For example, solar energy, wind energy, and other forms of renewable energy is growing day by day, and that is not only in our country but over the world. But at the same time, if we can conserve energy, we can think about energy conservation and reduce the consumption of energy by removing or by reducing the waste, then that will also help in achieving the goal. So, in that sense, energy conservation has a very important part to do. And when we talk about building energy or building sector is one of the very important energy use sector. Nearly 1/3 of the energy which is consumed in the building sector, domestic and commercial. Domestic and commercial, and that 30% of the total consumption means a lot, and a lot of carbon dioxide release is therefore only from the building sector. So when you think about sustainable design of the building, sustainable following certain codes, that will also help to reach to our goals, to our purpose. And therefore sustainable building code is a very important thing for the architects and engineers to know. It is heartening to learn that earlier the building code was as building code only. So the code was known as energy conservation and building code, but now the word sustainable has been introduced, and that is because of the fact that sustainable development is the goal of the development in all sectors nowadays. We are talking about sustainability in every sector so that the scope of the future generation, of the generation who is sitting there back, is retained, and the scope of the following generation also prevails. So thus, as the code has been modified, it is important for all of you to know about these modifications and how the present building code has been formulated. There are various aspects, I am sure, on which the experts will talk about. For example, energy audit in buildings, use of energy efficient appliances, then smart technology like sensors in the building so that energy conservation can be achieved, or things like that. Heating, cooling, lighting, and use of various electrical appliances are the basic purpose for which building energy is used in the building, and in all these we can apply energy auditing, we can use energy efficient appliances. For example, in lighting, nowadays LED lights are used in various buildings, and that helps in energy conservation, and similar things can be introduced. So I hope that the experts who will be delivering their lectures in this workshop and the hands-on training that will be held in the following 2 days will help all the participants to know about all these aspects, and they will then be able to introduce them in their professional practice, which will help us to reach sustainability, which will help us to develop a sustainable society, which is the future developmental goal, not only in the country but worldwide. I wish the workshop a great success, and I hope that all the participants, particularly the young engineers and the architects who are attending this program, will go back with very important information regarding code. Now, one more thing, the last thing that I would like to add is that in the regular curriculum and syllabus of the universities or colleges, all the time the codes are not taught to its full extent. So these are occasions in which you will be able to know about the codes, and that is very important aspect for all the engineers and the architects for their professional life. So I wish that you attend this program very, very attentively, so that you can get back with very important information helping you in your professional life. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next, we call now we call on our chief guest. He is Engineer Kullam for the keynote address, who will outline the state's vision for ECBC implementation and the road ahead for energy efficient infrastructure.
Good morning, distinguished guests and participants and students, and I think there are PhD scholars also, scholars. As the Chief Engineer PIDB at the WBSCDCL and Nodal Officer of SDA, it is both an honor and a personal privilege to address this 3-day national workshop on energy conservation and sustainable building code organized by Aeg-Ju. Today we stand at the cusp of a transformative era in sustainable architecture with the introduction of the energy conservation and sustainable building code, that is Ecsbc 2024. This progressive update goes far beyond its predecessor, embracing not only energy efficiency but also a holistic approach to sustainability. From integrating solar energy and water recycling systems to addressing indoor air quality and thermal comfort, the Ecsbc 2024 sets a new benchmark for building performance. With smarter technologies like IoT-enabled energy monitoring and advanced lighting and HVAC controls, it lays the groundwork for future-ready, high-performance buildings that are comfortable, environmentally responsible, and economically beneficial. However, we must acknowledge the implementation challenges, technical gaps, financial constraints, and regulatory hurdles that stand in the way. To overcome them, the code proposes a comprehensive strategy that includes capacity building programs, financial incentives, and unified policy framework. As professionals and stakeholders, embracing these changes means committing to a future where buildings are not just structures but living systems that support human well-being and protect the planet. Together, let us champion Ecsbc 2024 and lead the way in constructing the sustainable cities of tomorrow. I hope all you enjoy the 3-day program and enrich yourself to implement the Ecsbc code. Thank you.
To conclude the inaugural session, Captain Nilanjan Das, President of Aeg-Ju, will introduce the workshop objectives.
come to our program. I must thank them for sparing their valuable time for our program. Actually, Architects and Engineers Guild is a pan-India organization for architects and civil engineers. So, and we just this green cell, we raised the green cell in 2018. This is the first time to organize the CSBC program under the green cell. We already organized ECBC, this is the ECSBC. Yes, has been added. This has been added in December 2024, and before that it was ECBC, Energy Conservation Building Code, and we organized first time in 2016 in this hall the ECBC training for 3 days in August 2016. So we are trying to empower our engineers, municipal engineers, students, particularly architects and civil engineers, and also we are adding electrical engineers and who are working for the building industries. So they can also be our member, and we regularly are organizing various online training, online lectures, etc. and offline workshop. Not this line, ऐसे थोड़ा खड़वा भी होता है हमारा. और I must invite all engineers and architects who are presenting here to be our member for other sustainable development and knowledge. And now, actually, our Vice President is the specialist in green building, and ECBC Master Trainer, Devashish Das, who was a student of this university, and I thank this university too, that since 2010 we are organizing green building program in this hall and also at Gandhi Bhavan and Tribhunasan auditorium. And we are having support from all departments, especially from Department of Architecture. We are associated to organize various programs in this hall and in these premises of the university. So now I think I must invite Dr. Moina Bose to say something. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, respected dignitaries on the dais and all dear friends who has gathered today for a great cause. I think it has been a very rainy week all through, and today also just before arriving here we were facing a lot of challenges of rain and all kind of hurdles, climatic hurdles, and for which we want to blame partially also, right? So the whole reason of climate change and all of that, we keep on telling that seasons have become so abrupt, it affects our lives. Just before coming today morning, I was seeing the news where huge flash floods are occurring, not only in India but in many other places. You must have heard of the US floods and things like that, and they are getting worse, right? So this small word climate change, but if we go to the deeper cause of that, we will see that our day-to-day just using this fan while we don't need it, or the lights that are on, or the water that is dripping from our taps. All these small things are affecting such huge catastrophes on Earth. It's a butterfly effect. Sometimes we are not in a position with scientific rationale to link them up many a times. But at the most, with all these sustainable goals, various forums are trying to bring together aspects which can reduce it to some extent. But we might not have a direct cause and effect relationship. You might say, sir, drops of water are falling, so what is happening somewhere else? So only future generations are going to tell us about that. But a step towards that is how to do it. If we really want to know that what is the solution, that is also about thinking. I have seen in my last 2 decades of academic practice, we talk about some codes, some models, and then keep on thinking. So now we have Ecsbc, we have Ecsbc, we have Aeg-Bc, and many other practices, Liha and all of that. We have Iponiva Samhita, then you have the what is called the cooling mission of India and things like that. So there are various thermal comfort and things, various codes, various organizations are working towards it. So it is sometimes confusing for the professional world also, for architects, engineers, also that which code to follow, what to actually follow and what not, what is required in practice and things like that. And sometimes it also happens that even if it is there in the code, how to bypass it. So sometimes many aspect is there that we learn about the code, but then how we can tweak it or work around it. That aspect is also there. But for everything, the code aspect of code is required, and this is as it was told, like in 2024 only this has come into being. And it's very recent, it has only been 6 months or so that the new code is there, the new concept is there. So I think it will be a very good experience for all of us to know about it. And it will change also in course of time, it will evolve. But for the time being, this is what we have to stick to and go for future evolution of the codes and practices. So that is one of the areas. Also comes with it the challenge of practicing codes, which will also I think will be discussed in certain forums, because a lot of professional members will also talk about it. Devashish was my senior who is arriving. I think I was called upon more also to fill up as a buffer till he arrives. But nevertheless, so he will talk about perhaps the professional challenges. So I worked a little bit in Sundarban regions, just to talk about the example. There it is a very eco-sensitive zone with a lot of constraints, I must say, in terms of people, human factors, in terms of environmental factors, geographical factors and things like that. So even if we have this code, I was involved in one of the ecotourism project. So the whole idea was that to develop buildings or where people will go and stay there and experience the natural things of Sundarbans. And then so I was giving some advice and things like that. And when finally I landed over there, so they have made provisions for air conditioning, which was not at all done and not at all desirable. Then I was said, why do you need air conditioning? So they are saying, no, otherwise the rooms will not sell. No one will come to your resort. So I said that let this resort be different, right? There will be people who will be coming to experience Sundarban the way it is, and we have to make it as much sustainable or climate friendly as possible without using the air conditioning. And it was a fact also. The next day, a couple from Paris came, and they run a huge company for using engineered wood. Recycled wood for them. Wood is a very prevalent material, building material also. So, and it's a very lucrative and beautiful furniture and all that thing they are making. So they have come to experience that kind of a setup. But when I went deeper into this aspect, I saw most of those, even in Sundarban, those who are calling the place as eco-friendly or things like that, eco-resort, all of them are air conditioned. And to sustain that competition, even this resort has to have air conditioning, otherwise, truly perhaps economically that won't be viable. So the challenges are not on one side that okay, we learn the code and it's done. It's not about that. It's also about the challenges that we will face about implementing the code, depending on various factors, because of the willingness of the client, because of the acceptance by common people and users of that building, the various bodies who will make it, the regulatory bodies and things like that. So it's a very complex scenario that we are going through right now. Most of the people are aware of the climatic challenges or the problems which this is posing. But then the solution is not so easy. The code is perhaps the first stepping stone towards that. If we don't know about it, we won't be able to talk about it, right? So we will embark on that mission today. We will learn about that code, and then rest of the thing will proceed with the coming time. With that, I welcome everyone to those who are not from Jadavpur University to Jadavpur University, and also to this workshop. Hope it will be engaging.